Have you ever pondered the secrets that lie within the confines of Epstein's Island? This enigmatic island, shrouded in mystery and infamous reputation, was once the private property of the notorious Jeffrey Epstein. Known for its lush tropical beauty, the island's allure is tainted by the haunting stories that echo from its past. Epstein's Island, or as it was ironically known, Little St. James, was more than a mere getaway. It was a secluded hub, far removed from prying eyes, where the unimaginable was alleged to have occurred. As the island's secrets began to unravel, we're left grappling with a narrative that's as complex as it is chilling. Recent news has cast more shadows on the island's past. Virginia Giuffre, an accuser of Epstein, has contradicted earlier reports that claim she journeyed with Bill Clinton to Epstein's Island. She stated in a deposition that she does not recall being on a helicopter with Clinton and Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's associate. This statement contradicts an earlier report that alleged she had ridden with the former president. Giuffre also revealed that Maxwell was known for exaggerating, suggesting that the truth might be buried beneath layers of deception. Interestingly, Giuffre's account of events also clashed with a 2011 Daily Mail article. In this article, Giuffre was quoted as saying she flew with Clinton and spoke with him when she was 17 years old. However, during the deposition, she clarified that the information she provided was based on what Maxwell had told her, not her own encounters with Clinton. So, we are left with a puzzle, a tangled web of claims and contradictions. The question remains, what really transpired on this secluded island? As we delve deeper into the enigma of Epstein's Island, we seek to uncover the truth that lies beneath the surface of these murky waters. The influence of Epstein reached far beyond his island into the political sphere. Jeffrey Epstein, a name that rings with notoriety. His influence, however, extended far beyond the confines of his infamous island. Epstein was a man of power, and he used that power to his advantage, even in the realm of politics. One such instance of his political reach can be seen in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where Epstein had considerable sway. He had managed to garner significant tax incentives and other benefits, all in exchange for his donations to politicians. His influence was so substantial that he was able to help elect a sitting member of Congress. One person who fell under Epstein's sphere of influence was Representative Stacey Plaskett, a non-voting delegate from the U.S. Virgin Islands. Plaskett was no stranger to Epstein's donations, having previously accepted contributions from him for her own campaigns. In 2018, she sought to raise $250,000 for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, or the DCCC, and Epstein was on her list of potential donors. Plaskett even visited Epstein at his Manhattan mansion, asking him to contribute $30,000 to the DCC. While the committee ultimately rejected the donation, it was later revealed that Epstein had suggested other associates who ended up donating to Plaskett's campaign. This raised concerns about potential illegal straw donor violations, a dark side to Epstein's political influence. Despite the controversy and the subsequent indictment of Epstein for sex trafficking, Plaskett won her re-election in 2018. Epstein, however, met a different fate, dying in jail in 2019. Epstein's reach was extensive, but the truth always has a way of surfacing. The horrifying reality of Epstein's power and influence, once hidden in the shadows, now stands exposed before the world. As we peel back the layers of this sordid tale, we are reminded that even in the face of power and influence, justice finds a way. Sometimes the most damning evidence comes from the most unexpected places. And in the case of Jeffrey Epstein, it was a book. A second little black book, to be precise, found on a Manhattan sidewalk in the mid-90s. This book wasn't just any ordinary diary or address book, it was a window into the past, a chronicle of Epstein's connections and relationships dating back to the 90s. Denise Ondyko, the woman who found it, listed it on eBay, where it was bought by a graduate student named Christopher Halali. Little did they know, this book would become a crucial piece of evidence in understanding Epstein's network. This second black book contained 221 entries for people not found in Epstein's previously known address book. It was like unearthing a treasure trove of new connections, a whole other web of contacts that Epstein had maintained over the years. But that's not all. It also contained entries for over 100 people found in both books, helping trace Epstein's relationships back to the 90s. This book underwent a rigorous verification process through forensic examination and interviews with people listed in it. It took about half a year to complete the reporting process, which included retrieving the book and conducting interviews. The reporters faced numerous challenges, from planning the reporting process to dealing with pressure from lawyers and representatives of individuals listed in the book. The significance of this second little black book cannot be understated. It unveiled a network of connections tracing Epstein's influence and relationships back to the 90s. It gave us a glimpse into the past, a past that Epstein probably wanted to keep hidden. But as we delve deeper into this network, one can't help but wonder, what else lies hidden? This book unveiled a network of connections, but what else lies hidden? The stories from Epstein's Island are not just tales of the rich and powerful, but also narratives of the victims. The island's chilling accounts are inextricably linked to the lives of those who lived through the harrowing experiences, such as Virginia Giuffre and Johanna Sjoberg. Virginia Giuffre, an accuser, has had her share of controversy and misrepresentation. She has been caught in a whirlwind of contradicting reports, making her quest for justice all the more challenging. She was once quoted as saying she flew with former President Bill Clinton to Epstein's Island when she was only 17 years old. However, in a recently unsealed court deposition, she clarified that this information was not based on her own experiences, but rather on what Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's associate, had told her. This discrepancy in her story has been a source of contention, further complicating her pursuit of truth and justice. Then there's Johanna Sjoberg, another accuser whose testimony is equally crucial in shedding light on the dark corners of Epstein's Island. Sjoberg, in her deposition, stated that Epstein told her Clinton had a penchant for young girls. Her narrative, like Giuffre's, adds another layer to the complex web of power, manipulation, and abuse that was Epstein's world. The impact on these accusers is immeasurable. They have had to navigate not only the trauma of their experiences, but also the public scrutiny and the legal labyrinth that comes with such high-profile cases. It's a struggle for justice against a backdrop of power, wealth, and influence, where their voices, their stories, often risk being drowned out. Through it all, these accusers have shown resilience and courage, persisting in their pursuit of justice and truth. They have become symbols of resistance. Their stories a testament to the grim reality of abuse and exploitation. Their voices echo the chilling tales from Epstein's Island, a haunting reminder of a dark reality. Epstein's Island remains shrouded in mystery, with more questions than answers. We've delved into the enigma of Epstein's Island, explored his influence and power, looked into the second little black book, and felt the chilling impact on the accusers. Yet, despite all we've learned, the island still holds on to many of its secrets. Throughout this exploration, we've seen how Epstein's influence extended beyond the shores of his island, reaching into the realms of politics and society. But how deep did these connections really go? And how many more people were ensnared in his web of deceit and exploitation? We've also uncovered the existence of a second little black book, a grim testament to Epstein's far-reaching network. This book, filled with entries dating back to the 90s, gives us a glimpse into the extent of Epstein's relations. But how many more names remain hidden? And what stories do they have to tell? The voices of the accusers have echoed throughout our investigation, their experiences painting a harrowing picture of life on Epstein's Island. Yet for every voice that has broken the silence, how many more remain unheard? And how many more victims are still out there living with the scars of their past? The tales of Epstein's Island are filled with dark corners and unanswered questions. The truth is elusive, concealed beneath layers of deceit, power, and manipulation. Despite the revelations that have come to light, there are still so many pieces missing from this horrifying puzzle. As we grapple with the dark tales from Epstein's Island, we are left to wonder, will the full truth ever see the light of day?